Hello everyone and welcome to Meeple Leaf Reviews. I'm Jeffrey Weber and today I'm going to be doing a before and after, taking a look at a game before I've ever played it and coming back and giving you my first impressions after the very first play. And today that game is Dragonfire. It's a deck building game set in the Dungeons & Dragons universe. Now when I first heard about this game, I heard it was a re-theming of Shadowrun Crossfire. I was interested in that game because I heard it had a sort of permanence. You get a character as you play, you're earning experience points, you're leveling them up as kind of a deck builder, you're going through adventures or scenarios. So that had me interested, especially since I've recently started playing Arkham Horror, which is another cooperative deck building game where there's that permanence, you're building a character and going through this adventure. So that had me interested in this game. I picked it up, read through the rules, and had a look. And I must say, after getting through the rules, I was a little bit disheartened. I did not realize that with this game, it's supposed to be a deck builder every single time. So the deck building doesn't take place outside of the game, it takes place in the game, and the game is built around just building your deck. So I was kind of hoping for something maybe a little bit more where I'm building the deck outside, upgrading it, getting a better deck, and then taking that deck through the entire adventure instead of having to start fresh building the deck every single time. Now, there is a couple things that it does differently than, say, Marvel Legendary, a more traditional deck builder. You usually have to buy new cards and deal with the adventures or the scenario that you have to deal with, usually in the form of damage. The way that this game does something different that I think might help with the traditional deck builder is you get the money to buy new cards when you defeat the monsters. So you want to build a deck that's good at defeating monsters, and then that's going to allow you to buy more cards rather than having to get a deck that's good at doing both. The other thing is when you buy cards, normally they go into your discard pile, and then you got to wait for it to cycle through your deck and then come into your hand. But the thing that I like that this does is that when you buy a new card, it's going to go immediately into your hand so that you can use it right away. So that might help alleviate some of my little wariness towards it just being a kind of vanilla deck building experience. Now I have heard it's hard. I have the game set up. Looking at the initial encounters cards that we drew, it does look pretty tough. But overall, going into it, I'm a little bit worried that it might just be a little bit too simple, not enough going on. It might be an okay deck builder, but I don't think it's going to grab me enough to want me to continue playing it over the course of a bigger type of adventure. So I'll get it to the table and come back and see what I think of Dragonfire. Welcome back everyone. Just finished my first play of Dragonfire. Now, history into the first play. We played the Quick Start Adventure, 2 players, and the first game lasted 23 minutes. We did not beat the game. I do not think that the Quick Start Adventure is beatable. It literally just snowballed to the point where there was nothing we could do. The game was 23 minutes. I purchased 4 cards from the market. My wife purchased 3. It was probably the worst initial play of a game that I've ever had in my entire life. I spent 23 minutes playing the game, and then I probably spent an equal amount of time rereading through the rulebook and looking online on the BGG forums and videos because I thought I must have gotten something wrong. The problem that I think with it is, so you start off, you each have an encounter. The ones that we had were challenging, you required quite a bit of damage. Since you start with 4 cards and they're basic, you're dealing most 4 damage, but then you only draw 2. So you're doing 2 additional damage plus whatever cards you buy. But some of these cards have like 6, 7, 8 damage on them, and then you're just getting through 1 with 2 people helping out on the first one, and then you reveal, at the end of every round, you reveal a number of more encounters equal to the round number. So it's 1 more, then you have to deal with 2, then you have to deal with 3, and then 4. And it just snowballed to the point where there were 7 monsters in front of us, and we just died. There was nothing we could do. We couldn't buy cards fast enough to do anything. The other thing is, if you use your whole hand, you just redraw 2 again. Oh, and then the assisting. I thought assisting would be good, but the bless, because we played a 2-player game, you change it one of your basic cards for a bless card so that you can assist to help people. But it's either I could use it as 1 damage for me, or I could use it as 1 damage on your turn. We get no really benefit out of assisting each other. So I just don't know. Like, I don't know what. Like, I still feel like after going through all that, I still feel like I played the game wrong. The decisions were just boring. Okay, do a blue damage. Yeah, there's a blue damage on this card. Then do a black. Do 3 colorless. Okay, we're halfway through killing it, and then that's it. There was nothing meaningful I felt going on, and it was just you just lose. You just lose the game. So the game is overly simple. No decisions that I felt were meaningful, and it just felt so broken in favor of the game that I just felt the entire time like I was playing the game wrong. So overall, my first impressions, very negative for Dragonfire. I don't think I'll continue to play this one. And maybe the quick start adventure is not a good representation of the game, but then why would they put that as the quick start adventure that people start playing? I don't understand. Why would you want to be your first introduction into this game to just get the game to run all over you? Like, if they wanted people to learn the basic mechanisms of the game, make it something easy and simple that could get them hopeful for the rest of the encounters, and it's something that's just going to beat them down and make them not want to play, because that's exactly how I feel after the first play of this game. Overall, really disappointed, and that's my first impressions of Dragonfire. Alright, see you guys next time.